Hello everyone, today I want to share with you the column customization feature of AutoCount. What is column customization? Actually, column customization allows you to DIY your own AutoCount interface. This feature is quite simple and you don't need to find a programmer to design those interfaces you need for AutoCount. Let me explain. You see, when you come to AutoCount, actually every interface you open, you see these square areas. You can right click and use this column customization feature. This column customization feature allows you to bring out the information you want. Like if you want to show price 1, price 2, you just drag it out. So after dragging, you can adjust its length, and once done, you arrange it. Arrange it from large to small letters or according to the item description. After arranging, you right click and then save the layout. Here at Save Layout, you just give it a name. Usually we follow this green here. It's stop item, so we just put stop item, then you just type the name and that's it. Besides that, everywhere, like the invoice, outside and inside the invoice, as long as you see a square area, you can right click and then column setup. You want to change it to be very long, you can right click to reset the layout. If you want to revert some layout back to the previous format, you just right click and reset the layout. Of course, I already saved it earlier, so when I log in again to the stop item screen, it already has price 1, price 2, price 3, these pieces of information. Okay? And then you can export these to Excel. Once you have set up these square column settings, you can not only save the layout, but you can also export it. You can export these layouts to the desktop and it will export these layouts. Oh, so that means you need to DIY your own screen. Think if your boss has taught you how to print or export lists, you can just DIY it yourself. It's that simple, no need to call our support, so you can design these interfaces yourself. For example, if the boss says, oh, can I add an address for the debtor? If you just right click, set up the columns, and then drag out those addresses, and then you can export to Excel. It's that simple. And when we export to Excel, it's very neat. So if you saw earlier, the format we export to Excel is perfectly square in the Excel cells, with no spaces in between. No spaces in between, it's very neatly arranged in Excel. Similarly, remember to save the layout every time after customizing and give it a name. Also, the first time we save, it usually has this checked, which means that after you save, when other colleagues log in, it will also follow this format. It will also be saved in this format. Unless you have a different format, like your regular staff cannot see that address, you just right click, then save layout, give it a different format name, just call it staff. Then you can assign, you right click here, it has a layout manager. Let's say you can see this one with the address, this one without the address, this one with the address. You just assign by user. This admin here, you assign layout by debtor. Then this is the sort of format you want to see, which only the admin can view. Regular employees don't need to set it because it's already set here as default in the regular staff format. That's how simple it is. Besides that, you see there's also a feature called the Find panel. This Find panel is very powerful. You can type some shortcut key. Is that within this screen there are related terms. It will help you find this thing. This is called the Find panel. So if you have two related terms, you just directly type the two related terms. It will directly find the items with related terms within this screen, including things with an amount. For the amount, you just enter 1000. Remember to put a comma, follow its format. 1004, it will find the words for 1004. As long as it's within the entire screen, everything on the screen can be found. Dates can also be found, like in the invoice section. If you want to search for a date, just enter the date format, follow it with 2/4/10. It will find it. The same goes for numbers, okay, 007. Then this is one of the functions of the Find panel. This Find panel can also be saved into the layout. You right click, and when you save the layout, you save it as the previous layout name, okay? And you just overwrite the previous layout. After overwriting, you close it, and when you go back to open the same stop item, it will maintain the green gold color here. Besides that, there are two very useful column settings here. You right click, column settings, and here you right click. This is called the Show Auto Filter Row function. The Show Auto Filter Row function is used for searching in each row, unlike here, which is for the entire screen. Oh, here it specifies some information within this row. Then it will appear. If you want to search this row, you just click here and it will help you filter this thing in that row. Similarly, this filter row function, you can right click and also save the layout. You can also save the layout. So when you open this stop item maintenance again, it will show on this screen. Over there is good. These two functions are okay. Besides that, there's this small filter. This small filter allows you to filter certain groups only. For example, you can choose two groups and at the same time, you select two groups or look at some things that are just blank, just to show blank things. This small triangle is used to filter these things, or like an invoice that has a date. If it has a date, when you filter, show from some specific dates, you can select the date like this, from which month and day to which month and day. or from which month this function of the small triangle. Let's see what other functions this column choose has. I already explained that you can DIY the columns you like, drag out what you want and remove what you don't. After that, we can save it and save as default. With default, when any employee logs in, it will follow the already set default format. If only one or two colleagues or people use different formats, we can assign that layout to different users. When these two people log in, their interface is somewhat different. We already talked about saving the layout, and then we'll explain how to use a shortcut. If we have 3 or 4 databases, 3 or 4 account books, we can quickly export all the customized layouts from one account book, those 50 or so layouts that have been modified, and load them into another account book. Okay, let me show you how this works. Here you go to Tools. There is something called Layout Design Center. Layout Design Center. In this Layout Design Center, we have designed 4 formats. If you want to export certain formats, you press Ctrl and then select which format you want. If you want all the formats, you press Shift and then click on the last format, and it will select all the formats, then you can load them out. After you select it, save it to your computer's desktop. Let's just say you want to save it in this format called layout format in this folder. Then you save it and press. After that, this layout folder will have these files. Then on the desktop, you will see this folder with these 4 formats inside. It's very simple, but since I only have one database here, I can't show it to everyone. So after you finish, you'll go back to another database, the same in that database. Assuming that database doesn't have this, and so you load that file here, and similarly, you go back to the tools here in the Layout Design Center. You load it to find that folder, the one saved on the desktop earlier, layout format. That you press, and it will load all the files from before, making it very convenient, so you don't have to redesign each one individually. This is a very quick way to save all the layouts. Let's see what other functions there are. Next, let's look at some access rights. Access rights are the permissions, like I mentioned earlier. You can change this, change that, save it, and export those things to Excel, and then load those formats. All these actions can be set with access rights. Here you see, if you don't allow them to edit, don't allow them to have that column choose function, we just turn it off. It's an access right. And you can also change the name of the column, and this column name can also be changed, called column caption. Let me show you what a column caption is. Before we go into access rights, like this invoice here, if there are some columns you don't like, for example, you don't want it to be called agent, you want to change it to another name like salesman, you just right click, there is an option called set column caption. Then in set column caption, you change this agent column to another name, and that's it. Then you save it. After saving, remember to sort from large to small or small to large, then right click and save the layout. Okay, save the layout. So in the future, it will follow this format. If this name has been used before, it won't allow you to save, and you'll have to use another name. So in the future, when you open it, it will change the name to salesman instead of agent. In this situation, I don't really recommend using this feature, because sometimes after you change some columns, if you call AutoCount to ask, they might not find these columns, or it might take a long time to find them because they don't know you have changed the original name. Generally, I don't recommend changing these captions. That's all. Speaking of captions, let's move on to access rights. Access rights are as we mentioned, are permissions that cannot change those interface permissions. The first permission is column choose. Column choose is whether they can log in and change the column, and that's called column choose. If you do not allow column choose, do not allow it, then they won't be able to make changes. When you go to the invoice, if you right click here, it also cannot allow this permission. Column choose. This column blocks this function. It won't, the permission is with the admin user. You see this? Even though we set the permission for the admin not to change the column, they still have the chance to log in and block this column area and can still change it. But if you choose another user, let's say I switch to another user, this user is called user. So when he logs into AutoCAD, he cannot right click to select that column to drag, blocking the function. We go back to some other functions. Besides column blocking, then there's set caption. Well, set caption. Besides this column blocking, we have another function which is set column caption. Well, I won't show everyone the set column C caption. It's just like earlier, changing that name, then changing the column's name. Then customize the grid layout. Can the customized grid layout be saved? Although after the column is blocked, he wants to save it according to this customized grid layout. I'll show everyone. So I'll quickly show everyone. One is the caption. Set column caption, clear it. And another one is customize grid layout. Customize grid layout, I'll clear it. You see, now if I want to block the column, currently I've already removed the save layout. Do you see? Grid layout is related to the save layout function, and customize column blocking is also here. Afterwards, the set column caption is also gone. Once the access rights are removed, it will not show up here. Then this Excel part is called export grid, which is also an access right. If you don't want to allow your employees to export, then you just untick this export grid or print grid. After that, for the print grid, you right click it, and at the very bottom, there's a print grid. The print grid is similar to Excel. It can also be exported to Excel. But it can be directly printed out before Excel. These two are also access rights. If you don't want the employee set up to handle your data, print it out. Then you just clear these two functions. After clearing them, when you right click here, those export functions will no longer be available. But let's see what other useful AutoCAD features there are. The last access right is this layout designer. Layout designer allows us to import multiple layouts at the same time through this tool, Layout Design Center. This is also an access right, and now we can delete, open, export, and so on. So if we set the access right, then this is the layout designer. After that, you can search by layout. After searching by layout, here in the layout designer, there are three possibilities. You can show, open, or delete. After removing all these, then you save it. This way, you won't be able to access the layout designer function. If you're worried that your employees might change those layouts, then you can set these access rights to prevent them from accessing it. That's about it for today's video. If you want to learn more about how to DIY your layout, including how to DIY the one above, which we call the Customize Layout feature, you can go to our website to find another video about this Customize Layout feature. I hope today's video can help everyone. I am Mr. Low from Excel Software AutoCAD. Thank you, everyone.
AutoCAD Accounting, the most comprehensive accounting software, your first choice.